Alright, hey guys, welcome back, Internet Tomato here. So, I'm going to be continuing the main quest. I went back and forth as to what I wanted to do, but I decided I would do this first. So, the quest currently is that we need to grab Palamedes' shield, which is right there.
This is my shield, but there's no part of my soul inside. We need to look somewhere else. But I can feel the missing part. Close. Maybe it's the men here. Maybe it needs something from us.
Alright, a war to win. Yes, it contains part of his soul. So, I figured that last time I kind of worked with Yvain, and I really didn't talk to Denholm
Oi, you.
much at all.
You're new here, aren't you?
Yes.
I don't think I've seen you around before.
Only in another life. Is something wrong?
Ah, no, sorry. It's just that we don't see many new faces around here. Just us and the locals and, well, if you haven't noticed yet, they're not the friendliest bunch.
Yeah, well, they seem friendly to me.
Do they? Then maybe we're all just sick of looking at each other. I'm sure they're not all bad. This must all be quite hard for them. But it's not like I want to be here either. I've got a pregnant wife waiting for me at home, and they won't even let me buy a book for her.
A book?
Yeah, about birthing and labour and whatnot. It's going to be our first, you see, so my wife's worried sick. I wanted to send it to her to ease her mind, you know? But that Dalrita wench chased me out of her bookshop and won't let me back in.
Yeah, a Dalrita owns a bookshop.
I know, right? And here I thought I'd seen everything. I was sure they didn't even know how to read. Anyway, Vrel seems to hate my guts.
Well, why were you chased out?
Ugh, because she hates Camelotians. Why else? I mean, I know the folks ain't exactly happy about us being here, but Vrel? She's Dalrita. They're taught to hate us from birth. That's all there is to it.
So you want me to get the book?
Well, could you? I'd be really grateful. Just don't tell her it's for me. She won't sell it to you otherwise. Please, I'll pay you back. I'll even throw in something extra. Please, for my wife.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, thank you. You're a lifesaver.
Okay. I'll do that another time. Let's talk to Denholm. Hello, sir.
Here's our troublemaker. You've really caused a stir around here with that spectacle in front of the Menhir. I had everything in order. The cart was ready, and people were all set to move to Camelot. But now, you appear out of nowhere, and suddenly a dying pile of stones lights up like a bonfire. That's bad. That's very bad.
And why is that bad?
Firstly, because now I have to write yet another report to Camelot that we're going to be late, and that they need to send us even more supplies. Secondly, you've somehow reignited the Menhir, and this has reignited people's hopes that they can stay. And that's dangerous. And before you ask why it's dangerous, take a look around town. The recent Red Death outbreak took its toll, and I'm pretty sure things are just going to get worse and worse. But you should be thankful to them. Their hopes are the only reason we haven't locked you up for sabotaging our initiative.
Well, it's not like I knew this would happen.
That's the assumption I decided to go with, and that's why we're talking. Perhaps there's still a chance to sort out this mess.
Well, what do you have in mind?
You can go tell Murig that your presence doesn't change anything about our deal, and that you are unwilling to help with his endeavors, whatever they may be. And if he doesn't listen, play along, but come back to me when you learn what he has planned.
Sure. Wow, why do you need Murig?
Murig, who apparently prefers to be called Maggot, is a druid, even though he may not look the part. And druids are the only ones who know the rituals necessary to ignite the Menhirs. Due to bad luck, or more accurately, the decisions of my superiors, our options for druids are limited. That's why I'm forced to work with Murig, and prophet be my witness, neither of us is happy about that. But I'm no fool. I know that what happened in front of the Menhir might make Murig consider double-crossing us. He'll try to find a way to reignite the Menhir so that it could stay in Kunok despite our agreement. So, if you ever find out what he's planning, if he ever asks you to fetch something for his ritual, you make sure you come to me first.
Yes, 100%.
I'll await your return.
Alright, good old Maggot. Excuse me. Alright, well, we can do that. Yep, that's fine. This way. Over there in that little hovel. Yeah, I think I'm just going to be continuing the quest. I'll probably return to this, or like return to the horns. I can't jump up there. Boo. Okay. Gonna have to swim. But yeah, I'll probably return to the horns later to finish some of those quests. Also, I was rather busy. The episode was gonna be slightly different, but I don't have that much time, so I'm assuming it'll be 45 minutes. But yeah, hello.
So, you finally arrived. Or is it the two of you? It's a pleasure to meet you. Call me Maggot. I don't like that other name Denholm and his men insist on using.
I know, I said it last time, the other run, but everybody seems to know that there's two people here. That really is I mean, maybe it's a pet peeve, but it does annoy me some, because again, this doesn't mean anything, because everybody can see it. Anyways, what do you mean by the two of us?
I don't know, and that bothers me a lot. But I sense something lurking inside you. Something quite terrifying, I must say. All I'm sure of is that you've been exposed to vast quantities of the weirdness and survived. And that's rare.
And how do you know?
Let's say I have certain skills when it comes to magic.
Alright, well, Denhelm... Well, first let's look at the shop. I don't remember what he has. He also might have something new. Alright. We could grab the Battle Mage, or... I think they had two summons. I guess it's just the one. What's this? Increase enemy's gravity for 5 seconds, slowing it down. I don't even remember that one. Stone Skin creates a barrier that negates 35% of incoming damage for 30 seconds. Not all too useful. Okay, none of this seems all too good. I mean, I love Merlin's Thorn. I guess I could use it. Typically, I do have this equipped at some spot, because sometimes an enemy, like, this is the only way to hit them if they get stuck or something. But anyway, yeah, none of this is all too useful. Okay. Yeah, I could also grab the Battle Mage just to have a competent fighter. But I don't think I will, because I'm probably not going to be summoning much. Anyway.
Yes, the Menhir. It responded to your presence. It reacted to you. And that's unusual. It means big changes are coming to our small Kunakt. Do you know why all those Camelot troops are here?
They want to take the Menhir.
That's right. Unfortunately, they believe that by gathering all the dying Menhirs and placing them around Camelot, they'll stand a fighting chance against the oncoming weirdness. But they don't know, or they don't want people to know, that a Menhir is nothing but a piece of rock, unless it has been ignited by a special ritual. And if they were ignited once, they can be rekindled again. You see where I'm going with this?
You want to rekindle the Menhir in Connacht?
No. I want you to rekindle the Menhir in Connacht.
Canute.
I'm too old to play a hero, but I can help you become one if you care about things like that. And I, for once, would like to stand on the right side of history.
So what's your plan?
That's the problem, you see. I don't have one. The moment the Menhir reacted to you, I felt something. As if a piece of my brain was trying to tell me something, but I couldn't quite reach it. I suddenly remembered about the Menhir rites, the ritual I told you about, and that there were 2 scrolls that contained it. But where are they? How do I even know that? That's lost on me. So, it looks like we'd have to take a little trip into the recesses of my memory. Literally.
Are you saying I actually have to dig into your brain?
Well, not literally. As entertaining as that sounds, you won't be dissecting me. I'm talking about a journey into the subconscious, not an anatomy lesson. Just a bit of mushroom potion and poof, you're on your way. Safest option we've got, relatively speaking.
Okay. Let's do it.
I like your eagerness, but I don't exactly have the materials required for this particular kind of potion on me. It's not like I'm letting people inside my mind every day, you know. Here's what we'll need in order to make this thing work. Just grab these and bring them back and we'll see what happens.
Alright, you got it. Luminous silver dust and raspberries. Alright. Well, we can head out there. Now, we already went over there earlier when we first landed in Connacht. But we'll just head right back. Hello, Woolsies. Okay. Can you get over there? I don't recall. For some reason, I thought that you couldn't, and I remember being annoyed, because I'm like, whoa, now I have to go all the way around. Yep. Alright. Oh, titanium. Okay.
I'll face every threat.
Well, you didn't die. Well, I guess he had a shield.
Pay for that insult.
Alright, easy. Okay. Blueberries. Okay. I came from over here, right? Yep, alright. So I'll just go around. Okay. Hello.
Don't let your guard down.
Prepare for battle.
Very easy. It would be cool if they did have raspberries along the way, because I'm pretty sure I have to go to my chest. That's actually quite a long distance, isn't it? Okay. Yes, civilians. I grab that? No. Pork, blueberry. Too many blueberries, not enough raspberries. There's the one lady for the quest with the guy in the barrel. Okay. There was one coming at me, but I guess not. Ugh. All right. Man, it's crazy how good we are. Practically everything is one hit. Hello, the random Pravda. Huh. Come on. Okay. I believe it's just around the corner. Hello. I believe she was guarding something. Yes. Make an offering. Here's some wood. Or get 30 experience? Wow, is that not worth it? Okay. That used to be how the old druid shrine used to be. You just give it one thing, then you get it, then you got a little bit of experience. I don't remember the exact amount, but it wasn't that much. Alright. And here we are. Okay, got some of it. Need to find all of it, though. Luminous silver dust. We found... Oh, those were all the raspberries. For some reason, I didn't remember them being here, but maybe they always were. Alright. We got it. Easy. I don't know why I took the shovel, but I did. You never know when you're gonna need a second one. Okay. I think that's a krill gas that just went to that tree. I mean, we'll see if it does give it to me this time round. Yeah, let's look at our critical damage, because last time I used this, nothing happened. Whoops. So actually, let's take a peek. So, what would it be? Status? Would it be status? No. It would be attributes. Yes. Critical... What am I looking? Critical damage is 398. Okay. So it doesn't give me any indication. But let's see if it actually does work. Okay, so it actually does work. 318, or sorry, 14. Okay, so it does in fact work. They just don't give you the experience anymore. Okay, good to know. Because I kind of avoided some of the animal shrines. So I'll have to go back and I'll do it later. Hello. Okay. I believe I can just cut through here. What's the question mark? What's over there? Oh, I'll just... I'll go there later. Okay. I believe that this is the way. I do. Venison, I'll take it. We can probably do the Stagfather Shrine. I can't even see. Is it over? Yes. Yeah, I just have to spam click because it slows down with every crit and I auto crit. So it's really easy to just follow them and kill them. But anyway, thank you. You don't need the wood right now. Yes, the tale of the Harper twins. Oh, wait, I went too fast. Alright, there. Yeah. And then we go again. Just in case anyone wants to read it. Okay. I'll take it. Gives us some max stamina. Alright, so we just need to find our way. Oh, beggar, huh? Poor guy. Never stood a chance. Yeah, these still don't work. I don't exactly know how this even was supposed to work. Because I don't have the health for it. Because it always is, like, just more... It's just higher than your max health. Like, because I'm at 306, and so it's 306.1. If I got 10 more health at 316, it would be 316.1. I've heard several people say the same thing, that it's impossible to use. So that's not my fault. I hope not. Alright, that's not too bad. Get back here. Alright, so we have some question marks ahead. Another one of these stumps. Nice. Whoops, I accidentally pressed F. That's okay. I do. Awkward. Yes, we can't do this until we get grab the shield. We'll do it later. Yes. Yes, complete prohibition. The tower before you unserved is Quanacht Watchtower, constructed by the decree of Palamedes, founder of the Tarian family. Travelers from all across Avalon would gather to behold its majesty and unique architectural marvels. Current state of the tower is a result of the intensifying weirdness. None who have entered the tower have, after the weirdness, have returned alive. Thus, we have renamed the watchtower to the Tower of Madness. Alright. What do we get? Healing Butterfly. I've been grabbing several of those. That must be a new addition. Frost Butterfly, Flaming Butterfly, Blood Clot. So what did we get? 14,400. So I believe that, right, it does increase every single time you grab stuff from that, or sorry, put stuff in from that, it does keep increasing the amount of experience you gain. And I believe that each region essentially just gives you more. So the reason why I got that 45,000 experience back in Quanacht was because it was a later one that I grabbed. I got to go around.
I will lead you.
All right. Triple threat bow. Okay. Which, by the way, I did end up using a bow for a little while off screen to get some upgrades on this. I think I leveled up 10 times or 12 times after killing, how many was it? It was 3 of the Red Death infected. So it was really quick. I mean, I'm still low level, but like, right. Did.
Don't fall to my sword.
Alright. You know, I had said last time that we were totally going to level up to 90 during the middle of this, but we're already 91. Alright. Alright, so we just have to head over there to return to Maggot. Okay. Oh wait, I want to talk to Denholm, right? He told me to tell him whenever Maggot asks for stuff, right? So this time around, because I used to avoid him because, you know, Camelot is obviously evil. So, but this time around, I will work with Denholm. And I'll do what he asks.
Help a soul out on your journey.
Alright. I'm assuming he's going to want to know. Oh, also I should grab these. Sir Valen, Lame Lorca, which I just killed, Chillheart, and Kestrel. I think that's who I just killed, or killed earlier was Kestrel.
Haven't seen your face around here before.
Oh, wrong guy, my bad.
A visitor, eh? Try to stay out of trouble. I'd rather not have to put your name on the bounty board.
About the bounties.
Yes?
I killed 2 of them? Yeah.
I recognize
Thorn?
these remains. That's Thorn the Bloodbound. A complete madman. If you have his sword with you, be careful. It grants strength to the wielder, but at the cost of their blood. There are stories that Thorn got it from a demon he made a pact with. We'll probably never know.
And Lame Lorcan.
You managed to catch
Lorcan.
Lame Lorcan. Well done. I didn't know him personally, but he used to be a scout in Camelot's army. One day, he went on a mission and returned with a nasty wound above his knee. Supposedly, a weird beast got him, but he managed to kill it and drag himself back to camp. After that, he started to change, becoming more and more aggressive. Eventually, he began shooting people with his bow for no reason. He was hiding in the area, occasionally attacking people. And if it weren't for you, he'd still be doing it. Thank you. Here's your reward. Hey, care to humor an old soldier with a friendly spar? These
Dude.
bones could use some warming up.
Sure.
That's the spirit. Let's see if I've still got some fight left in me.
Bro.
Damn it all, that was pathetic. 2 strikes and I'm on my ass. What happened to me?
I could have made it 1.
I used to be a force to be reckoned with. Now I'm just an old fool, shuffling papers and barking orders.
Practice makes perfect. Yeah, practice makes perfect.
Exercise? I don't have time for that. I'll be in the grave before I see results. No, I need something faster, something stronger.
Like magic.
Exactly. You're quick. I'll give you that. There are potions, elixirs, things out there that can bring back the strength I've lost. I need one of those. Not some quack remedy, mind you. Something real. Something powerful.
Who would have such a potion?
If I knew, I'd have fetched it myself. But there's talk of alchemists in the region who dabble in such things. And if anyone's got the gall to brave the wilds for it, it's you. I've also heard about some powerful stuff from the Dalrieta tribes. Trust me, I'm not a fan of those folks. But if it works as they say it does, I'll take it.
Okay, well, I'll see.
Good. You'll be paid, of course. Just bring it quick, all right? The idea of sitting around like this for another day is unbearable.
Alright.
I'll await your return.
Yeah, last time I gave him Allie's tea, because she said that that should help him deal with aging. But anyway. Apparently,
I'll await your return.
in my mind, I feel like helping Maggot right now is something he'd like to know, but apparently not. We don't die. So, watcha. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can make this jump. Oh, come on. There's no way I wasn't making the other jumps. Nope. Yeah, I don't think that would make it anyway. They really ought to make there be an easier way to get from there to Maggot. Maybe if I look at the area a little bit more, maybe I'll find a better way. But yeah, anyway. Hello, sir. We got the ingredients.
Let's see. Ah, the raspberries. We'll save those for later. Very nutritious. Perfect for the after effects.
So you did need them for the potion?
Nutrition is key, my brave friend. I'll make jam so delicious it'll knock your boots off. You'll thank me later. Wait and see. Now, it's time for us to embark on this shared journey into the self. See you on the other side.
See you. A very stable person. Okay.
Silly mushrooms. They whisper behind your back again. How did you lose your name? Did the fire take it?
A drink a day keeps the clarity away.
The pig isn't wrong.
It would have happened anyway. If it weren't you, someone else would have... Traitor!
I don't hit him, do I? Sure are a lot of bodies.
Wait! Just wait! Oh, the king himself! I am unworthy. Oh, forgive me. How wretched I am.
Maggot?
Yes, Maggot. But I am a worthless maggot.
Well, I'm here to help. Well, we are here to help.
You are here to help? The maggot cannot be helped. The worthless maggot betrayed its family. It ate their carrion. There are no more druids. There is no Murig. What is left is the maggot.
You ate the carrion? What do you mean?
I ate them. The vile maggot ate the druids, then ate Murig. And now the maggot is all that's left.
Did he eat them literally or just betray?
The maggot was born when Murig pointed to where his brothers were.
So Murig betrayed the druids by telling Camelot of their whereabouts.
Yes, and thus the maggot was born. The maggot doesn't deserve to live. Would you like to kill the maggot? The maggot doesn't want to live.
And will Murig die if I kill you?
Murig gave birth to the maggot. The maggot ate Murig. But the maggot doesn't want to live. Kill the maggot.
Man, I don't want to kill you.
But the maggot doesn't want to live. It doesn't deserve mercy. It doesn't deserve forgiveness. Kill the maggot.
Well, I know I can do all these because we're so high level. Won't find forgiveness until you learn to forgive yourself. True strength means forgiving your own weaknesses. Can't move forward carrying old regrets. Cut your losses. Start with your self-blame. Starting with your self-blame. Even the strongest armor cracks. Forgive yourself to mend it. Holding on to this won't change what happened. Let it go. Let's see. I kind of like this when you can't move forward carrying old regrets. True strength means forgiving your... I know that it all does the same stuff, but... yeah, I'll say that. You can't move forward carrying old regrets.
The maggot doesn't know if it can. The maggot wants this pain to end. Kill the maggot.
If the maggot feels like nothing, it cannot decide Murig's fate. Perhaps you should find Murig. I'm sure he's somewhere around.
Murig is here, inside the maggot. Murig was silent until now. Murig notices your presence. Murig is awakening. The maggot will try. It will seek Murig inside itself and talk to him. Murig should be wiser than the maggot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you are. What a journey it was, huh? And that King Arthur at the very end.
Hmm? You saw King Arthur?
That I did. If I remember correctly, I was trying to convince him to kill me, but I didn't really want it. I just couldn't speak. Because it kind of wasn't me. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Because the wise king was wiser than me. He didn't let me die. He just said, actually, I don't remember what he said, but I feel like I've spent ages in icy water, and now I can finally warm myself by the fire.
Mm-hmm. So what now?
Now, the world is going to change. My world, at least. And that's all thanks to you. I am eternally grateful for that.
Okay. And how is that supposed to help us locate the Menhir?
Oh, it
Menhir
helps.
rights.
Believe me. A good trip shakes things loose I've forgotten. Things I didn't even know I knew. And it turns out it's not a scroll, but a tablet split in half. One part was guarded by the druids, and the other was taken by the priestesses for safekeeping. A smart move, considering that back in the day, both the druids and the priestesses held equal power in this region.
By the way, so some druids in the in Tainted Grail just knew the Menhir rights, like they had that knowledge. So when he says this, I mean, this was kind of my assumption, is that essentially in the south, the druids and priestesses must have made a pact where they would each hold half of the knowledge. But in other regions in the world, only the druids knew how to do the Menhir rites. I'm assuming that that's what happened. So right, so when the druids were all killed, obviously, the Menhir rite knowledge died with them. There were, the druids went from being hundreds, if not thousands, to dozens. And of those dozens, the ones in the south didn't even know the full rites. And then in the ones in the north, and I mean, I'm assuming Timberwall probably gave them shelter, because Timberwall, I just would assume that. But anyways, where does that leave us?
I know where you can find the part that belonged to the druids. At Sagramor's castle. He wasn't exactly a pleasant fellow, and I have no idea how the druidic half of the tablet ended up in his possession. About 200 years ago, his castle literally sank underground, and all that remains are some grim legends. But my subconscious doesn't lie. My master etched Sagramor's name onto it, so it must be the only place where that part of the tablet could be.
By the way, everything he's saying doesn't make any sense. So, due to that, I'm just assuming that Maggot is just delirious, which I know is kind of funny because there's no way Sagramor plummeted 200 years ago. And then the other thing is there's no way his master etched Sagramor's name into it. Both of that doesn't make any sense, because just the timing is just impossible. It just doesn't add up whatsoever. So I'm just, because right, I know who his master is. His master wasn't 500 plus years old or something like that, right? He wasn't a case of somebody who had achieved immortality. This guy was mortal, or so it appears. I know that there is conflicting beliefs because his master was Didurga, and that guy eventually found a way to essentially keep himself alive. But I believe that happened after he contracted the Red Death. But I don't know. Perhaps it's possible that he was able to live for quite a long time. What is kind of interesting is the possibility that he may have been the leader of Moonring forever until about 50 years ago or 20 years ago in this timeline. And then from there he left and then went from Didurga, aka Wormtoe, and it was switched over to Emergen. I don't know about that. It is a little bit hard to tell. I wish that they were a little bit more flat about it. And then the other thing that didn't make too much sense about Sagramor is that there is a description by a lady who talks about the changing in seasons. And the thing is that just is not possible because the changing in seasons ended around the time of Arthur's Golden Age. It was probably near the end of it. So that would have been about 600 years ago. So for her to be able to remember that, that would mean that Sagramor's castle had to have plummeted 600 years ago, approximately. Maybe 550, you might be able to argue. But it was not 200. So it is a little bit hard to tell, but it does feel like Maggot is a little bit confused or delirious. I don't know how you can really make that add up. The only other thing that I can think of is that I do assume that Sagramor Castle is essentially in another space time than Avalon, which I'll probably explain. I'll probably explain it when we reach it. But anyways, the other part. What's the other part of the ritual? Like, where is it?
You'd have to ask Nianti about that. She's much more knowledgeable when it comes to all that priestess stuff. Ailey's a good girl, but she's up to her elbows in work, and I doubt she's had time to dig deeper into the history of their order. So, that leaves Niante as your best option anyway.
Alright. Yeah, what kind of grim legends were told about Sagramor?
They say he dreamed of becoming the next King Arthur, and did everything he could to live up to the name. Along the way, he encountered 3 witches posing as druids who promised him eternal life. It's likely they were quite powerful, and Sagramore struck a deal with them because, as I mentioned, one day his kingdom simply vanished from the surface of Avalon. Many adventurers have tried to find his castle. After all, how could such a massive structure just disappear? But, as you can imagine, none ever succeeded. I can only hope you will.
Alright. Yeah, where do I look for him?
Most of the old scriptures point to the north of Kunacht, near the old water dam. Of course, near could mean 1 mile or 10. Druids weren't exactly known for precise directions. Still, that's your best bet. You'll know you're close when the air feels heavy, like the past is still clinging to the place. That's how it usually is with old druid stuff.
Yeah, the other thing they will say is if it was really that recent ago, I can't imagine that the royal geographers didn't keep track of it within that amount of time. And also just the people of Connacht. Although that's a while ago, everyone would know, oh right, it's just over that hill. Like that's where it was placed, like that open area over there. That isn't a complicated thing to Weird Realms. Wait, what? Weird Realms. I actually want to read that one. Weird realms are unstable domains formed within the weirdness, where reality bends and nothing remains fixed. Unlike the mortal world, these realms are shaped by forces beyond comprehension. Time, space, and even life itself obey no known laws. Some who enter find landscapes that defy reason, where ruins rebuild themselves in the dead whisper and tongues long forgotten, while others step into places that reflect their own fears and desires as if the weirdness itself is watching. With no fixed form and no true boundaries, these realms are pure potential, limitless, but dangerous to all who wander too far into them. So, this might be referencing, obviously, the trip that we just took with Maggot, but this is precisely what are the odds that they bring it up? But this is precisely what I think happened to Sagramore Castle. It went into another space-time continuum. I guess that's what it's called. I haven't seen this before. This is a new entry, but it would be a weird realm. That would be what I would assume. It was something like this. That the Queen Sagramore essentially put the kingdom into. But anyways. And also that might explain why it kind of defies time. Because it is something that ought to have been hundreds and hundreds of years ago. So, who knows? I mean, make an offering. Here is man, this stuff is useful. Weird sub poison gland. 30 experience, hooray. But anyways. Yeah, Tainted Grail does do stuff with time. A lot. That is a theme. And it does make it sometimes hard to explain certain stuffs, because it's hard to tell when exactly things happened.
Hope nothing bad happens today.
Palamedes, the unwavering, honor his name. Okay. I didn't get anything from that statue. Odd. The farmlands. Craftsman's Row. Hello. I probably have everything that she'd like, but... Alright, so we're gonna take a nap near Denholm. We're gonna tattle and go from there.
Spare a coin for the hungry.
There's a question mark over here. Plague-stricken zone. Okay. But yeah, that's currently my theory about Sagamore, and because I just don't know how I can reconcile him saying 200 years ago, but then remembering when seasons would change.
Spare a coin.
It doesn't make sense, because the fall of Avalon, like, Avalon, I mean, well, you know, I'll just explain it. I've been kind of not exactly keeping it secret, but I kind of haven't explained it yet. But basically, the reason why it had to have been several hundred years ago is that Moonring, once it was created, one of the things that they did at Moonring was they made it that Avalon was perpetually in fall. And this was actually beneficial for the populace, and the druids kind of viewed it that way, because that means that it was always harvest season. So that allowed the people to be able to essentially grow crops a lot faster, and they viewed it that it would be good without having a winter, that the populace wouldn't have to suffer through that. Like, that was kind of the reasoning. So if it was perpetually fall, perpetually autumn, it was perpetually a good time for harvest. So that happened either during the time of Arthur's reign, during the time of the Age of Legends, or possibly during the Golden Age, you know, sometime around there. So for Sagamore to recall the changing of seasons, that would mean that somebody had to have been alive, like the common folk had to have been alive, because it was one of the farmer ladies mentioned it. That would mean that they'd have to have been alive back in Arthur's time, back in the Age of Legends, somewhere around there. It's hard to tell the exact date. You know, I'm fine with giving it a little bit of leeway, but the thing is it would have happened within the first 100 years for sure. So due to that, right, Sagamore had to have happened then. So when Maggot says 200 years ago, that does make me wonder if there's some kind of a weird time warping that happened when it went under the earth and entered the, you know, entered the weird realm. But yeah, all right, we're gonna tattle.
Having fun, are we?
Denholm. You'll never guess what Maggot wants me to do. Maggot claims that retrieving the tablets containing the Menhir ritual will help revive it.
Oh? You managed to extract coherent information from that druid who insists he isn't a druid? Remarkable. In any case, this truly is good news, especially for us. A ritual that works on one Menhir should work on all of them. You must bring the tablets to me, not to him. We'll use them in Camelot for many Menhirs, ensuring the safety of nearly the whole population of Avalon. If you give them to Maggot, only Cunnacht would benefit. Do you really want to doom all of Avalon for the sake of one small town?
All right.
I'll await your return.
You got it. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Also, more than likely, that is what happened in history.
Just stay put. Everything will be okay.
The reason I say that is because if they no longer need the Menhir because they have the Menhir rights, that would make sense as to why. Because Yvain does not leave here at this point in time, but depending on what you do, he might just leave. So I believe, canonically, this character must hand over the rights to Denholm, in which case Denholm revives this Menhir, keeps it going, but he takes the Menhir rights with him. So then that leaves this Menhir to essentially survive for another few years, maybe decade, maybe two. It lasts a while, but then it starts to die again. And whether because, you know, Morgaine or whoever decided to remove the rights or just wanted only one person to own the rights, they were not spreading it around. They only essentially revived Avalon for the next generation, right? Revived the Menhirs for the next generation. But anyways, all right. So we need to talk to Nyanti. I already know where Sagamore Castle is. Obviously, it's right there. But yeah. You know what? Now's actually probably a good time to stop anyway. I feel like I did a lot of talking, explaining things, or like my opinions on stuff, and why I said that Sagamore in the lore video was built way back then. Back during the Age of Legends or Golden Age era, sometime around there. But at the very least, it just couldn't have been 200 years ago. Like, that, you know, doesn't really make too much sense. I suppose another thing is when he said that it disappeared 200 years ago, another possibility to try to fix this issue is if King Sagamore found, which they totally would have explained this, but if King Sagamore found a way, because he wanted to achieve immortality, if the witches were, well, if Queen Sagamore was able to find a way to essentially make all of Sagamore, including its populace, essentially live forever and have some kind of immortality temporarily, and then something bad happened 200 years ago that made it plummet, that is another possibility, but I don't know, maybe that's the case. It's hard to say, and I don't think that we're going to I don't think we're going to be getting a very distinct answer. So, you know, it's just however you interpret it. But anyways, I'm going to be editing it here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let's go photo mode. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like. Please consider subscribing if you have yet to do so. And yeah, if there's an issue with the video, please leave a comment as to how I can improve things in the future. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. See ya. See you later. Bye-bye.